Hello, everyone. My name is Juan Carlos Brando. Thank you so much for joining us today in this show with the attorney Margaret W. Wong and Associates. And she is in the office of Raleigh or in New York today, Ms. Wong. You'll let us
I'm
know in
in
just a second.
Raleigh and North Carolina. Yes,
Okay, Raleigh, North Carolina. How are you doing today, Ms. Wong? Thank you so much
I'm
for being
doing
here.
very, very well.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And well, today is a wonderful day. Plus, uh, we don't we don't know what's going on with immigration, with all those changes that have been announced. But the last change that we had recently was about the PEEP or PIP, which was the parole in place, and also the the validity of the green card has been extended to 36 months for green card renewals. So does this mean that probably if my green card is expired, they will validate it for 36 more months because of the delays?
No, there are two ways to extend green card extension. One is the 2 year marriage case. So if you check your green card as CR1, CR1 is a marriage case for only 2 years. So after 1 year and 8 months, you need to do a 751. They'll give you a 48 month receipt notice. The new law now is you can use this receipt notice to travel back and forth to home country. The second way to do extension is for 10-year green card. You do the I-90, and they still they'll probably give you 48 months also receipt notice. And with that, you can also travel. So in the olden days on traveling, that you have to go get a new stamp and stuff like that, those days are gone. So these are the two ways to extend green cards. PIP is a situation where I came undocumented to America. I married an American citizen and I never left America. So PIP means that I can file substitution of that parole. That means I don't need to leave the country because I never left. I have no permanent bar. So I could file the PIP. Now, the problem with the PIP is that it really started that Monday. That's why President Biden really started that Sunday night. But by Friday, the 16 states in America already sued the in Texas federal court to stop this. Right now, it's still unclear what White House would do. My advice, if money is not a big problem, if you go to the internet, because there's a lot of American spouses who are very worried about their husband's case, but you are American. I always tell my clients, it's really how we think. You're happily married, you came undocumented, you already have a work permit, so stop worrying for your husband because that doesn't make sense. It is what it is. We came undocumented, we came illegally, we just have to accept the consequences. But I do think if Kamala Harris won, then maybe some changes we'll have to see.
And that's wonderful, Ms. Wong, that people are aware of what's going on in the country, in the United States of America. Um, and yes, so our our concern right now is how can the law change if we are waiting for some kind of applications like an asylum application.
There are two
uh,
ways the law could change. Number one, the last 245I was changed on April 30th of 2001. The first change was in November of 1997. The second change is January 14th of 1998. The third change is April 30th of '01. Since then, there's no more 245I. If 245 only changed, it will solve a lot of issues. Number two change, instead of just say marry an American citizen and do PIP, the law could add if my children are over 21 and I never left America and did not incur a permanent bar. Just like marrying an American citizen, if I stay here more than 10 years, I could also adjust status to an American citizen. That's what I'm hoping. That PIP on marriage to American citizen took immigration like 3 years to do that. So hopefully, this would take another maybe 1 or 2 years.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Wong. And this next person is asking this interesting question. It says, I applied for asylum, then I got TPS, never renewed the EAD, the work authorization. Should I renew my
It
EAD or
depends.
should I just wait for my green card?
If you there are three ways to get your green card. If you're married to an American citizen and if you come to America legally, you will get a green card. Number one. Number two is if you already have TPS, even though your case is pending in court or no court, if you got parole under TPS, you leave and you come back. If you're married to an American citizen or your child is over 21, you can get a green card. The third way is if you're from Venezuela or some countries, Venezuela probably because they're both TPS and asylum, you may be able to win an asylum case and get that green card. So these are the three ways to get. On the other hand, though, I really want us to start thinking separately because something is this book's on thinking fast and slow. How do you think? And I'm teaching you how to think. I'm teaching you how to fish instead of giving you fish. Now, I think there's a mass hysteria with Latino people, with Chinese people, with Indian people, with Pakistani people saying, oh my gosh, all the new people are coming with work permit, work permit. Why couldn't I get a green card? I've been here 20 years, 25 years. And, and I totally get it. The first job I told all clients is to make you legal. The second job is somehow get you a work permit so you can get a driver's license, you can get a social security number. Now, the third thing is now that President Biden gave us 5 years of work permit. What could I do to rehab the case instead of you came undocumented leave, undocumented coming back, and then you have 2 children there, 3 children here, you had affairs with all these women. How and that's normal because you're there for 5 years. You have a new girlfriend. That's very normal. So there are new programs now at the border. That's camp. That's CBP 1. You can come on the illegal people. Don't come illegally. Come with CBP 1. That's legal. It waits 6 or 7 months. Or people from Central America, they have a camp program, CAM. So there are different ways to come, but if not, just wait. It took me like 30, 40 years for my sister to come, for my parents to come. Actually, my parents didn't want to come. I sort of made them. It's too much for me just to go back and come back. So it does take time. We all went through the same journey.
Yes, and that's actually one of the things that we need to think about. It's when you talk to an attorney that knows what is talking about, they will let you know that there are chances to do something related to your case. But if this is not the case, that you are not talking to an attorney that has a lot of experience, because Miss Wong, we can meet attorneys that have been working there for 2, 3, 4 years, and they may have good intentions, but if they don't have the experience, like um, the attorney Kwesi Bediako that you have in the office, you trained him personally. You did. Plus, he went to law school, but he was trained by you. He was a legal assistant, then paralegal, then head paralegal, and now he became an attorney. So he has all of the experience that he needs to become a good attorney. So that's what you need to talk to the attorney Margaret W. Wong, because she has a lot of experience related to this. Um, This person says, hi, attorney. I came to the US when I was a minor, stayed on a student visa, but wasn't able to renew
That's
it.
a very, very good question. I don't know what country you're from. I also don't know how old were you? Where were your parents? I'm surprised that if you have no parents here, you did not do SIJ. That means your parents abandoned you or one of them abandoned you. You're on a student visa. So I don't know if you're Ethiopia. My gosh, Ethiopia have very good asylum cases, and also depends on where you go to school and what visa. I don't know if you stop going to school. If you're still on student visa, there is, I'm 26. Oh, this is awesome. So you can ask the school to get your work permit. Ethiopia, you should check to see if there is a work permit for Ethiopians. But if not, do a F1 economic hardship work permit. Maybe even do asylum. I don't know where your parents are, because Ethiopia, the African countries, if you are not upper middle class, you can't come as a student, which means that your family is not poor. And you got it. You got that visa. So tell the story about what does your father do? What does your mother do? Do they work in American embassies, or do they work? They suffered a lot for you. Most of my African clients, they are somebody, but after they come because of race, because of whatever reason, just lost it, you know? So you should not lose it. You are awesome. So write down the story. Let me look at it for you. Who have been paying your tuition all these years? Did you get tuition waiver? Did you get OBT? Did you get STEM? Was it GPA? There's a lot of questions that you need to answer. It's not just, oh, can I do asylum? Oh, can I get a green card? You know, and you are brave. You didn't marry to get a green card. Your legal entry with the student visa, you may have overstayed. I don't know, but I don't think you have a bad case. The fact that you already got that student visa, and if you went to the same school the first time, and after 2 months or 3 months you transfer, you have the blessing of Kentucky, because F1 is controlled by SAVIS is controlled by ICE. They have a way to control, and those days they're really tough with African Americans, and you are African Americans. There's
Thank you very,
discrimination. Yeah.
thank you very much, Ms. Wong. And the next question that we have is very interesting too, Ms. Wong. This person is talking about work visa. I think it's a work-based visa, employment-based or investment-based. It says, "Hi, Mrs. Wong. I came 10 years ago on a B2 visa, applied for asylum, and now
Yes,
I have yes."
let me tell you what you do. There is a special visa. I got this question a lot. There is a special international parole visa entrepreneur. I don't necessarily think that visa is very much for the big people, for the big people who got angel investors to help them raise funds, because you have no parents to give you a pardon. There's a double three, that if you go Google the word double three, D3, ABCD D3 visa waiver, there's a lot of new information. D3 is a very much a new visa. So if you could get an H1B, you can go out and come back. But if you already have TPS, why do you need a work permit? You need to figure out how to get green card. And I don't know if you did asylum case, I don't know what country you're from, but maybe file for asylum because you came legally, I presume, because you had a legal, these are all status cases. And I want to get my green card. Yeah, we all want to get my
Yeah,
green card.
this is a person
Yeah,
I was talking to, and he says that he's an investor, but
good.
he's already in the United States and he has been working here legally for 10 years. So he filed
Great.
for
I would
asylum.
do an O visa. I would do an O visa and then get a D3 waiver. A D3 waiver is something new that came out only in June by President Biden. If you I would do the O visa, leave the country and come back with a D3 waiver and an O visa. That's what I would do if you want to do something. And what country is he from? I forgot.
He's from Venezuela.
Ooh, smart. The old ones, yeah, they're very smart.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
10 years ago.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, he's a very good friend of mine, and
I would
he
do an O
asked this
visa.
question earlier today. Yes.
I would do an O visa and do a
Okay.
D3 waiver. Yeah, because I don't think you could do an H1B because you run your own business.
Okay. Perfect. That's awesome, Miss Wong. Thank you so much. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna have him to go out to an interview with you the next time you come to Atlanta, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna be happy to be able to see you.
I
Okay.
respect my friends because sometimes I'm leery of representing good friends of my friends because all I need is to fail. And then my friend would calling me and say, "Hey, my friend got this. You couldn't get it. My friend got this, and your people didn't file it. I came to you. I referred them to you. He got it. I didn't." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." So sometimes it's yeah,
What he told me is sometimes it looks too good to be true.
right.
But I mean, I told him, okay, you can talk to the real good attorney, and she's gonna help you out with your case. She's not gonna lie to you, and she has experts in the law firm, um, that will help you out with your employment based or investment based uh, immigration case. So I hope he can talk to you as soon as possible, and he can get an answer and do the case with you, because he's a very, very, very good person.
Okay, another way to do is write down his story. Give me mother's name, father's name. What do they do? How did they accumulate the capital to invest? When did they file asylum? Because if they file asylum in less than 6 months, I can technically argue he may or may not even need the D3. But right now, the law is they need the D3. So, and write down about what businesses he invested in and how what's the source of funds, because America is really leery of like black money. And what's the proof of that? Because a lot of times people like you and I, we just say, "Oh, you're my good friend. You know, I'll put 10,000 here. Oh, you're my good friend." Imagine you and I, we did it. You know,
Yes.
so yeah, yeah, yeah. So we're like, "Oh, no problem." But I need details of how much money and where. What's the source of money? Because O3 is a weird case. It's not even like a E2 source of money is important. O3 is a situation, or O1 is a situation, is extraordinary. I think your friend, because you are extraordinary. So I think your friends would qualify. I need to know the highest level education. Is he a lawyer? Is he an MBA? What did he do? What made him come to America? Maybe he'll win asylum. Don't assume asylum we lost. I just called an old client of mine. She got TPS. Now she wants to withdraw asylum. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't withdraw until we sit down, because there is a chance of Venezuela asylum.
Yes. Yeah. And I know him because he started like you, with just one desk, no secretary. And I saw them going house by house, him and his wife, helping people with insurance policies. And now he has a huge office. He has a very good house. I mean, he's getting there. He's making a living here in the United States.
Good.
So, but he says that he wants to have a green card,
Yeah,
because most
uh,
people need it.
yeah.
Okay, we have another question, but don't forget that the attorney Margaret Wong is just one call distance. You can call the phone number 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. This next question says, is the United States offering asylum to Angola still?
Asylum, anybody can file asylum. I actually years and years and years ago got a Spanish Catholic on an asylum case and I won. So it really depends on your story. So maybe the question is Angola a lottery case. Then you have to go to usdos.gov. There's 55,000 numbers. I would just say, is Angola listed in the country of lotteries? There are 55,000. Maybe that's your question. Anybody can do asylum.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Wong. And yeah, and I guess some people can get confused between asylum and refugee, because a couple years ago it was the possibility to apply for a refugee for people from Afghanistan
Yes.
and people from other countries like Ukraine as well. So, what is the difference when you are an asylee and a refugee?
Okay, refugee is coming from outside, like years in 76, 75, 77. A lot of Vietnamese came to America as a parole or refugee. In the 70s, the Chileans came to America on a parole, but they're smart. They don't want a green card because they get a lot of benefits, like on welfare, because it's parole. Parole in the olden days, you got welfare, but now they change. So now the definition, once they come to America, they file asylum case. The form is 589. Then after 9 months to 1 year and 2 months, you get a work permit. That's a C8 work permit after 5 years. Refugee status, normally you already got it. Those are cases where when you come from a refugee center, they already approved it. Mostly it's about Eastern uh, years and years ago about Eastern European, and then years and years ago about Syrians who are stateless. Now it's practically impossible to get a refugee status, because once you come in with the refugee status, you could get an A5 work permit, and then 1 year later you can actually get the green card. So you always ask. So for example, the wife in America from China won asylum, now already got A5, a 45 pending. The husband just came to America, they say refugee. So I'll check the passport and the I-94 and the work permit to see what they have. Because 1 year and 1 day after entry, they can also do 485. Depends on how they come. The good news is, for example, the child became over 21. You don't need to know the stories of the parent. We have cases like that where the child now is 30 some years old. They just didn't have the money. The father, in the meantime, one the case is becoming a citizen, had like kicked out the mother. So now the kids are over 21. The mother was divorced a long time ago. So we can also do a non-proton. Non-proton asylum is sort of fun, but you also need the father's file. But reality is asylum is secret. You don't need to know what his story is.
Yes, and that will depend a lot of the situation that you are living in your country, and not every country has the possibility of winning an asylum unless the situation back there in that country is really bad. And also, not just because you are from that country, they are going to give you the asylum. You have to have a case, and it could be for one of those five reasons. I always forget one of them, Ms. Wong, is political opinion, to be part of a
Political
certain
opinion,
group,
race, nationality, member of a special group, and a religion.
religion, religion. Yeah. So, and that explains a lot. So, Ms. Wong, our time is up for today. It really was very fast, but thank you so much for having me today. Looking forward to see you next Wednesday and to have an awesome show like all of them.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And for everybody who has joined us today, don't forget the phone number that you can call is 216 279 3984. 216 279 3984. Attorney Margaret W. Wong and Associates. She can help you out because she really knows about immigration. Thank you. Have a good lunch and see you next time. This is JC Brando from the city of Atlanta.